So, hello, world. Welcome to season 4, episode 4, the Live Life show, where I want to share my personal pandemic story with you. And I invite you, replay viewers, everyone here who has a story, please share it below, because if there's one good thing, and there's way more than one good thing that's come out of this pandemic, it is that people are sharing good news. They're noticing the good. And for us to survive this, that's absolutely what we have to do. We have to notice the good. And if anything, the environment that we're living in now will really highlight how we normally deal with problems. So the first thing I want to cover today is uh, me and what I've done with my mission. Those of you who have been following me know that my mission, when I backpack solo through Europe, Turkey, and the UK for 16 months, you know that my mission was to prove it is absolutely possible to do that on an Australian pension. I have since shared how I did that, because I certainly have had a lot of pushback saying, how could you do that? It's not possible. Well, it is possible if you house sit, pet sit, and volunteer. And once you step into the world of house sitting, of international house sitting and volunteering, as well as in Australia, then it is absolutely doable to do that on limited funds. Hence why I say do not limit your dreams because you have limited funds. So, has that changed? Well, it certainly is a changing landscape, is it not? I had house sits and some volunteering booked out virtually right up until the beginning of December. So, due to the COVID 19 pandemic, I now am actually homeless. Sort of. It's not that every single gig that I had booked has fallen over, but I just wait to get the message from the homeowner, from the host to say, no, we can't do it, we can't go anywhere. I thought I was safe for 3 months of this year. I had a pet sit gig down in Port Macquarie for 3 months. Yay! Port Macquarie is quite a nice place to be sort of in for 3 months. I love their beaches. They got the funky cafes and things that I enjoy. No one realised that they were going to close the borders within Australia, in the States. Why is that a surprise, though? I ask, because surely Australia is not one. Are we? All of the states are different school holidays, different laws, real estate operates differently, everything's different. So, why wouldn't it have come as a surprise, or why did it come as a surprise, I should say, that the borders are closed? Why is that important to me? Well, I'm up here in Queensland, and that's not a sad place to be. The reason why it's important, though, is that 3 month house sit in Port Macquarie that I thought was safe, because these guys aren't traveling overseas. Then they didn't have an intention to go on a cruise. No, no, no. They were, and hopefully still will, going gold prospecting into the West Australian goldfields. But unless the borders open, they can't do that now. So where does that leave me with the changing landscape? I am so fortunate to be here in the bosom of this family who have embraced me and are very, very happy for me to stay with them, not forever, but for some time. And in the meantime, what I am doing to give back to them is I am helping them with building a chatbot. I'm helping them with uh, things to do with social media, which includes their Facebook page, their business page, and it includes going live, the tools that you can use, all the different things that it's possible to do. And so many need to do now because of the restrictions placed on. Or, by the way, no political or sensational or differing comments about COVID-19. I absolutely have my own clear views on that, and not at all sure what's going on, but this is not the live stream to introduce that. So I feel very comfortable. All of the family, probably, yeah, all the family. I'm wondering about the teenagers, but all of the family except me, and we get along. We have a laugh, and luckily we enjoy doing many of the same things, and that's to do with building businesses, because this is our time where we really have to pull something out of the hat. That's another thing I like about COVID-19, this coronavirus. It is causing us to look at life in a different way. I think that's a good thing. And causing us to live in the moment, because that's all we've got. That's all we've ever had. I know, but even more so now, because here I am. What am I going to do for the rest of the year? I do have one fabulous option that it looks like I may be able to go to, that's still in Queensland, because I cannot get out of Queensland. I'm locked in. But I don't know if that's going to go through, because they've just returned from OS and they're self-isolating, and they need to check that they're okay afterwards. So it's not that I give up, it's that I have to relax, because the only thing that you can control is you. Really, whether you have your theories and opinions and whatever your emotion is around what's happening right now, there's no doubt that it's happening. There's no doubt that a lot of people are scared, and you can't change that. The only thing you can change is your mindset, is how you handle this. And you know that, right? Of course you do. And that's where I'd like to lead into my third point I want to make today. My heart has been filled by all of the wonderful offers so many people had made. As I said in last week's live stream, notice the good, because there are a lot of things that are upsetting. It's like this pandemic has stripped people of the false facade. It's like peeling off the onion to reveal who they really are. So here we are with lots of good things. People are giving back to the community. People are coming up with new ways to do what they want to do, and in an even better way. So here's how I'd like to give back to you. I love creating graphics. Everything I do on my live stream screen, my quotes that I send out, my happy birthdays, my logos, every single thing I do myself. I get great joy and pleasure. And I, being a leadership trainer, absolutely know how important words are, and how the words can truly create that emotion. Hopefully, emotion leading to thoughts, leading to actions, leading to a new way of thinking, leading to a new way of doing. So, my gift to you is that just make a comment. Replay viewers, it doesn't matter how old this live stream is, even if it's a month since I did this live stream, then you can still make a comment on this post, on this, because then it'll be a video, and you will be able to get my gift. So, what is this gift? Well, remember how I just spoke about how powerful words are, and there's no doubt that images are very powerful too. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you something. This is one of my favorite, I call these words of wisdom. Wows. Wisdom is getting better at delivering your opinion. There can't be too many people watching this now that don't agree with that. But this is an absolute true. So my gift to you is that if you want this, if you can see the value, is when you comment on this post, you will be taken back to VicBot, that's my personal business bot, and she'll make it happen that every 3 days, until you say stop, every 3 days you will receive these one of these words of wisdom. Now, I've got lots of different words of wisdom. For instance, isn't this true? If you can't see it, you can't be it. How true is that? How often are you told about goal setting and having an intention and dream it and believe it? But if you cannot see it, whether that's you making a vision board, you creating some sort of visual image, or even writing it down. Perhaps you're that sort of person that doesn't need the visuals. Perhaps you need to write stuff down, and then in your mind you create what that actually looks like. But if you can't see that, you cannot be that. So that's another example. I have one more to give you, which is an example of words that have impacted me on my decades of walking on this planet. I think this one is pretty good too. The day you plant the seed is not the day you pick the fruit. Whoa. So if you're not out there planting seeds, you will never have fruit. You will never get to pick the fruit. But if you can't see it, then you can't be it. And finally, wisdom is getting better at delivering your opinions. So I'm not sure what you guys think of that. Let me just get rid of this image for you. I'm not sure. Nope. Okay, let me just get rid of this image for you. Here I am. So that's my offer to you. If you would like to receive these words once every 3 days delivered to your messenger inbox, then make any comment. You'll be taken to to messenger. It'll open up there, and you'll get the opportunity to decide whether yes, you wish to do that, or you've changed your mind. Do you have a COVID-19 story to share? This pandemic, what is your personal story? Or I'm homeless because I don't actually own a home. Are you aware of how many people in Australia do house and pet sitting full time? There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. They stay in Australia and they go overseas too. And now all of those do not have, or most of them, not all of them, most of them have no gigs to go to, and they do not have a home. Some of them, though, do have a car. At least they've got a car to sleep in. One. very loving and kind host, so homeowner, she decided to write out a notice, and the notice explained the situation that so many, in particular single women, there are a lot of older single women who are doing this house and pet sitting to survive on the Australian pension or whatever country you're in, so you can survive and thrive, because you can do that when you're house sitting or volunteering. So she wrote out this notice, and where she lived, she pinned this notice up in the cafes, on notice boards, asking people to consider the situation that these older women are in, and to consider renting the accommodation out to them at a reduced rate. And now so many people have lost their jobs anyway and have no income, cannot afford to pay the rent, cannot afford to pay the mortgage, then it's even more valid. So I'll leave you with this one thought. Remember, when you apply to get either your interest payments or your monthly payments stopped, remember, you must say something along the lines of, I now have no income or less income due to COVID-19, the coronavirus. Doesn't hurt to say it, because that is actually the truth. And so many people are reporting that their landlords, that their banks are stopping payments and not having the interest accrue for a 6-month period, or landlords are cutting rental rates in half, doing what they can do. So that's what my final message is. What can you do to help out with what's happening now? There is something you can do. We are all humans. Sadly, there have been many times when our hearts as humans hasn't been obvious, when our humanity has not shown itself. It is our responsibility to decide how we'll handle what's going on now. You take control, because the truth is, that's the only thing you can take control of. My name is Victoria Rose. I am the Elder Entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed season 4, episode 4 of the Live Life Show. Please comment below, and I'll see you next week. Who knows what condition the world will be in next week?